بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن استنى بسنته إلى يوم الدين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته brothers. Alhamdulillah, we start by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we send our salam and salawat on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We are going through this journey of Arabic of the Quran for the last few weeks. And as of last week, we told that today, inshallah ta'ala, we're going to review the lessons that we have did. We have did 7 lessons so far. So brothers who have been attending for the last 7 or 8 weeks, we have missed 1 week in between. So you know that what we are talking about. And inshallah ta'ala, as we mentioned last week, today we're going to have a quick review of the things that we have done so far. We'll do 3 exercises. And then tomorrow, inshallah ta'ala, we'll have a very quick and short quiz. So let's begin without any further delay. So we talked about the lesson in 1, 2, and 3 that there are 3 kinds of Arabic words. Okay, and before we start again, for the brothers who is here for the first time, or maybe the brothers who are visitors today, we're just doing it to learn the Arabic of the Quran. It is not actually the Arabic language. But eventually, inshallah ta'ala, you will be able to understand the Arabic language. But as you know, the different countries and different dialects of Arabic language. We are trying to learn the speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put it in His book. So from that perspective, we know that there are 3 kinds of words in Arabic, ism, fi'l, and harf. And we know some of the examples, what is ism, what is fi'l, and what is harf. We also talked about that ism has 4 properties. So every ism has 4 properties: status, number, gender, and type. And alhamdulillah, we have finished all the 4 properties. So we have almost, do 1/3 of the ism basically. And inshallah, tomorrow's exam will have about these 4 properties of the isms. And we're going to review this one today, inshallah ta'ala. We talked about the 3 status of ism: rafa, nasab, and jar. So rafa is the doer, nasab is the details, and jar is something that after the of. And we have some examples, and we'll have some more examples later, inshallah ta'ala. Also, we talked about the time factor between ism and fi'l. So meaning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used ism in the Quran in general to show something that is permanent, and fi'l, which is very similar to the English verb or action that is dependent on the time. Meaning, if you've done something in the past, it's past. If you're doing something in the present, you don't know how long it's going to continue, or this will be in the future or not. Okay? If you're saying something that I'm gonna go to school today, so that is in the future, it's not happened yet. So the fi'l obviously is the time dependent. And also the word order or position in Arabic in sentence does not matter as long as Arabic has the right form of word. So like in English, if I say I want to eat rice, I have to say I want to eat rice. I cannot say rice, want, I cannot say that. But in Arabic, the order doesn't matter. As long as the word is in the right format and the fragments are in the right format. We haven't talked about the fragment. That will be our next session, inshallah ta'ala, from next week. But we will come to that later, inshallah ta'ala. Also, we talked about light versus heavy. That the words that finish with the noon sound due to tanween or ending combination like una or ina, those are called light, the heavy word. And in Arabic, most of the words are heavy. There are 4 cases we make a word light, and we take the noon sound out of it. Okay, and we'll have some examples later on. Also, we talked about ani, aini, una, ina, and then for the feminine, tani, tani, atin, and atin, we'll see the chart, inshallah ta'ala. And if there's a word in the al, it's not heavy, it's not light, we'll talk about too that. So this is the chart we talked about, and we said many times that this is a very, very important chart to understand the grammar. And I think all the brothers who have provided your email address to me, I have sent all the lessons, all the exercise to you. If someone wants to get another copy of it and everything, I will send you this to you.
Some wasn't sent.
Yes, sent last week. It's in the same one actually. If you check, or if not, I'll send you again. Inshallah. Okay. So this chart, what does this chart mean basically? This we can see that we took one word Muslim, the word Muslim, and the Muslim. If we say a Muslim is walking, so the Muslim is doing the job, and a singular Muslim, then they use Muslimun. If I say I helped a Muslim, it's not going to be Muslim, it's going to be Musliman, because that is the detail. So who did I help? I helped a Muslim. So that's the details of the sentence. He's not doing the job, I am doing something to him. Okay, so that's Musliman. And if I say I went the house of a Muslim, so something that in English comes after the of, or if I say I went to a Muslim's house, so that is jar after the of, so that will be Muslimin. And the same thing for the dual, Muslimani, Muslimani, Muslimani. And I told that we have to memorize this, we have to keep it in our head to understand and do our exercises. Because this is the basis of the ism basically. If you learn about this chart, inshallah ta'ala, a lot of problems will be easy for you in next, inshallah ta'ala. And we have the same thing here, and we said that for the plural, these are the words we find in Quran a lot, Muslim is the Muslimuna, Muslimina and Muslimina. What does this mean? So these are the same thing for Rafa, Nasab and Jar, but in the plural form. So if I say more than 2 Muslims, like 3 Muslim or all the Muslims sitting here, okay? So that will be Muslimuna. If I say I helped all the Muslims sitting in the masjid, so that will be Muslimina. And if I say I got books of all these Muslim people, so that will be Muslimina also. So the Nasab and Jar version is the same for the plural and for the dual. Okay, and these are the ending combinations. We'll go through this quickly because these are our reviews. We've done this all this time. This is the same chart with the feminine chart, the Muslimatun, Muslimatan, and Muslimati. And one of the tricky part when we mention this is that it is also Muslimatun here and Muslimatun over there also in the plural. But the difference is this is a ta marbuta and that is a alif and a normal ta, alif bata. So atun, and this is only tun. This is ta marbuta. So that one when you pronounce it, it's a Muslimatun because there's an alif in there. And that's why we say the atun and atin and tani and tiny. These are the things we have to remember this chart. If you have the basis of this chart, as I said, it will be easy for you to understand the next things. This is the same chart again, but this is the light version of the chart, meaning there is no nun sound after any of this. We said before the chart, we said Muslimun, now it's Muslimun. And as I said, there are 4 cases that we will make a word light, meaning we take the nun sound or the tanween out of this. So instead of Muslimun, we say Muslimu, Muslima, or Muslimi, or Muslimai, or Muslima. Same thing with here, Muslimatun, we say Muslimatu. Okay, so all these things are based on the light version of the thing. Okay, the light words of the Muslim chart. Then we talked about flexibility in lesson 4. Flexibility means that some of the words, like the word Muslim, it changes. As you can see, Muslimun become Musliman and Muslimin, it become Muslimani. So all is changing. So when a word, an Arabic word, the fully Arabic word changes, it's a fully flexible word. Okay, it's a fully flexible word. So sometimes the word doesn't change all the time. Okay, and those are partly flexible. And we talked about what are the words are partly flexible. Partly flexible are the words, especially the names of the places and non-Arab names. So the names that are non-Arab. Like my nickname is Ronnie. It's not an Arab name. So Ronnie is partly flexible, okay? Just like this, in Quran, we'll see this one. And there's a lot of prophets' names and non-Arab names. We think they're in the Quran and they're Arab names, but they are not actually Arab names. Only 4 names in the Quran are Arab names, okay? All other names like Ibrahim, Dawood, Sulaiman, Isaac, Ismail, all these are non-Arab names, and non-Arab names are partly flexible. What does it mean? It means they don't take all the form. Like they don't become Muslimu, Muslima, Muslims. It's Ibrahimu and Ibrahima. It's never get kasra at the end or tanween at the end. So these are the rules we talked about. See, for fully flexible, they take the tanween and kasra normally. Take a look at the Muslim chart of this one. And for partly flexible, name of the places like Makkah, Dallas, London, Sydney, these are all partly flexible. Non-Arab names like names like Gandhi, Arthur, Sulaiman, whatever names is there, they are partly flexible. And in partly flexible, there is no tanween at the end. So you never find in the Quran there is something called Ibrahimun or Ibrahiman because it cannot take tanween. This is non-Arab names, okay? And you will never find that there is a kasra at the end of Ibrahim or Ismail or Dawood or Suleiman or all the non-Arab names. You never, or a place, like Makkah. You'll never find Makkati. You will find Makkatu or Makkata, but never find Makkati. So because these are partly flexible words. And as I mentioned, these are the only 4 names of the Arab prophets: Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Shu'aib, Saleh, and Hud alayhi salam. So these are the four Arab prophets' names. We know 25 prophets' names from the Quran and from the Sunnah. So these are the only 4 that are Arab prophets, that they have Arab names. There are all others are non-Arab names. But there is 2 exceptions that These are the Lut and Nu. They are non-Arab names, but they still works as them. So they are fully flexible basically. So you will find Nuhan, Nuhin, Nuhun. You find all of this. Just like Muhammadun, Muhammadan, Muhammadin. You find this. So those also non-Arab, but they're exceptions. That's why we put them like this. Also, there's a place called Adnin. You know, it's a Jannat in Adnin. Adnin is also name of a place, but it is also an exception, meaning it's not like Makkah or Sydney or Dallas. This also works treat as a fully flexible, meaning you can have Adnun, Adnin, and Adnan. Okay, all this can be possible with this word. So these are the exceptions, and some of the grammarians say that because there are 3 letters word, and if the middle letter like as you can see wa in both cases and dal, if they have a sukun, 3 letters, they treat as a fully flexible word. And non-flexible words, they never change. They're always the same. So partly flexible change sometimes. They don't have the custom on it, but non-flexible word, they never ever change. They're always the same. Just the word was like Musa. You will never find in the Quran Musa, Musi, or Musan. Nothing like this. Musa is always Musa. Isa is always Isa. And how do you know non-flexible word? There are some clues, but you just have to remember them. That at the end there is the alif maksura, like Musa. You say after the sin there is alif maksura. Isa, and also some word like Huda. All this kind of thing. They are non-flexible, meaning at any kind of so whether they are rafa, nasab, or jar. So if I say say I help Muslim. If I say I help Musa, that is also Musa. If I say Musa help me, that is also Musa. It never changes like the chart. Our charts been changing in different time, but this doesn't change at all. Okay. So there are a few words we talked about, that Musa, Isa, Zakaria. These are the 3 names. They are non-flexibles, and also there are some other words we will find later on, inshallah ta'ala. Then we talked about the number. In Arabic there's single, dual, and plural number, not like English. English is only singular and plural, but in Arabic we have pair or dual. Okay. And then we have some singular examples, some dual examples, and then we talked about there are 6 kind of plural. This is a difficult part to remember for the brothers who's following, but we have provided the notes, so just go through them all. 3 kinds of plural. The masculine plural is very easy to understand. Masculine plurals is always going to end with una or ina, like muslimuna, or solihuna, all this kind of, or ina, they're always finish with una and ina. That's easy to remember, masculine plural. Human feminine plural. Human feminine plural finish with atun and atin, like muslimatun, muslimatin, mu'minatin, all these things. Non-human feminine plural, because in Arab language, in Arabic language, there is no it. It's either a feminine word or a masculine word. And for the masculine word that are non-human, meaning this is not human being, we also treat them as atun and atin, like samawatun, skies. Sky is non-human, but it is considered as feminine, non-human feminine plural, and this is also finished atun and atin. And sayyaratun, ratin, like the cars. Okay, that is also a non-human feminine plural. These are the 3 kinds, and another 3 kinds are the human broken plural and non-human broken plural. What is broken plural? We give some English example. Like tooth never becomes tooths. It becomes teeth. House is houses, but mouse is mice. Ox is not oxen. Ox is oxen. Child is not child. It's children. So not always. In general, we use s or es at the end of it. Like book, it becomes books. Pen become pens. Car become cars. We use s and es. Just like in English, in Arabic, we use una or ina if it's masculine, atun or atin if it is feminine. So these are like similar to s and es like English. But when you do not use these things, like ox or child or mouse or goose or tooth, so this is called broken plural. We don't add a s or es. Rather, we change the word. Either we change the word totally, or we put some new letters in them, and the pronunciation is different. So Arabic has the same thing, and those are called broken plural. In broken plural, we have normal broken plural, and we also have non-human broken plural. Okay, like for example, broken plural ends with either a, e, or u. They look like a singular, but they're actually plural. You know this by their translation only. Okay, so and they are translated either as she or they. Either as she, they're treated as she or they. Like for this, Nabi means one prophet. But the plural of Nabi is Anbiya. It's not Nabiyuna or Nabiina, like Muslimuna, not like that. It's different. Nabi becomes Anbiya. Also like the disbeliever, Kafirun become Kuffarun. So there's a lot of examples like this we'll do in the exercise, inshallah. And for the non-human broken plurals, like the example pen. Pen in Arabic is called kalamun. Okay? But when you say pens, it's not kalamuna or kalamina, it's aqlamun. So it's a plural. And when you see a plural of non-human objects, non-human things, in grammatically they say it's a feminine singular. That's what the Arab says. If I say beautiful pens, these are beautiful pens. The Arab, they will say, she is beautiful pens. She is beautiful pens, because they treat it as non-human plural things as she, and feminine singular. So they will say she is beautiful, then pens with the S, okay, just like this. Just like this, kitabi becomes, kutubi, books become books, and this is feminine singular. And then this is a special category, ism jama. There are a lot of discussion about this, but as I said, for the time being, we just remember these three words, which is very similar types of word. These are called ism jama in Arabic language. So they are different kind of plural. Qawmun, nasun, and qarnun. Nation, people, and generation. Just remember these three words. So if I ask in the question, what type of plural are they? You say they are ism jama. Okay. Inshallah, in advanced level, there are more discussion about these words. Then we have some example from the Quran. We're just going to skip through it from one of the ayah of Surah Tahrim. And then we talked about gender. Gender is very easy to remember. As I said, the two kinds of gender in Arabic, masculine and feminine. Only he or she, there is no it in that, okay? And so, as I said, most of the word in Arabic is masculine word. So we learn about the feminine words. There are few words are feminine, and there are some few rules we can put in feminine words. There are some real feminine. Meaning what? Like mothers are real feminine. Everybody knows that. Sisters are real feminine. Daughters are real feminine, okay? So there's no exception in there, those things. So they are feminine as normal feminine. Also some of the animals like cows are feminine, okay? So if you think like this, so they are normal feminine words. What is fake feminine? Fake feminines are like the thing that we just did, they are not actually the real feminine, but they are plural of something, or they're broken plural, and there are few of the rules that we follow, that these are the fake feminine ones. Like, if the word ends with a ta marbuta, they are feminine words. Body parts that comes in pairs, like our hands, our eyes, our ears, okay, our livers, our ankles, our knees, all the body part that comes in pair are feminine words, okay. Names of places, most of the time, not all the time, most of the time names of the places are considered as feminine. Also non-human plural, like we did before, this is one of the examples of books, or also we have, sayyaratun, all the cars, all these things are feminine, they're non-human. As I said, if there is non-human objects and they're plural, they are considered as feminine also. Also, there are few words, because they are feminine, because the Arab said so. That's it. Because they said these are feminine words in their literature, so we consider them as feminine. There's no rule for that. And to remember that one, we actually had a short story, a paragraph to remember that what are the words. They are feminine without any reason, okay? Because the Arab says so. Like, the words like nujum, stars, harb, war, shams. So many times Allah mentions shams in the Quran, the sun. But qamar is masculine, okay? Also the sama, sky, dallu, bucket, nar, fire, ardun, land, sabil, fi sabilillah is a sabil or tariq. All the path means, they are all feminine words. Bir means well, Also there are words like ka'san, we had this word in so many times in the Quran, the cup. Khamar means wine. Wine is a feminine word, okay? And also Jahannam is a feminine word. Asa means staff. Musa has the staff. Asa staff is also feminine. So these words you have to remember. So I put a story just to remember this one. And this is probably 17 or 18 words here. They are just feminine because Arab says so. Not because they have a ta marbuta or they have any other. You cannot put them in any other rule. You just have to remember them that these are the feminine words because the Arab says so. The last thing we did last week is the type. The type actually means what? That there are some common words and proper words. Meaning, if I say a man, I don't know which man you're talking about. So it could be any man. If I say, a car, I saw a car in the street. Okay, what car? We don't know. They're not specific. They're common. They're general. Okay. But if you talk something with specific, like I say, I went to see Abdullah. So you know who did I went to see? Abdullah is the name of a person. Okay. If I say, that mouse on the table. So I can talk about this mouse. I know a specific thing. So there are common and proper words in Arabic too. And we say the most of the time it's common, but there are 7 things that we have to follow. If we know these 7 rules, then these are the rules for proper. What are the 7 things? Let's look at them very quickly. That the proper names, anybody's name is proper. Okay? Ali, Tawfiq, Dala, Shika, any names are proper. Okay? Any word that starts with al means the. So obviously when you say the, it's proper, meaning you are saying something specific, right? And also, when you put a al on the top before a word, it cannot have tanbih, okay? You cannot say al-muslimun, it's always al-muslimun. You cannot have an, un, or in at the end of the word if there's a word with the al. Also, we talked about when you put an al, the word is not light or not heavy. It doesn't matter actually, okay? And also, if you see a ism with the tanween, the ism is common. So most of the time, if you see a word with a tanween at the end, like either an, un, or in, these are mostly they are common. They are not proper. Okay. This is the 2 types. Then we have pronouns: he, she, I, you, they, us, me. All the pronouns are proper because you are talking to someone else. If I say, he gave me $10, so I'm talking about some person. He. Okay. So he is a specific person. So pronouns are always plural. We'll talk about pronoun inshallah ta'ala next week probably when we talk about fragments. Then we have pointers like zalika, tilka, ulaika. All these words are pointers. Okay, these words are called. These are proper. So anything that specific, they're proper because obviously this means this. Then there's some special word. It's called ism mausul, and we find this so many times in the Quran. Allati, alladina, allazi. All these words are called ism mausul. Ism mausul. All these words are proper. Also, I did mention last week. These words are non-flexible. So you will never find allazuna or allazani. You're not going to find like this. Or allazina because they are never changed. So their rafa is also allazi, nasab is allazi, rafa is allazi. Okay? And allazina is like allazina, allazina, allazina. Just like Musa or Isa, these words are also non-flexible. They never change their form and also they are proper. And the last 2 types are the one being called, like when you say Ya Rab, Ya Allah. So the word Ya, when you call someone, like in English you say, hey, come here, hey boy, come here. So when you use the word Ya at the beginning, so that is proper. So Ya Allah, Ya Rab, Ya Abdullah, come here. So all these things in Arabic are proper. And also we say that it's like similar to dehe in the English. Another thing that we're going to talk about later on, you just remember for the time being, if a ism after of is proper, then the ism before of is proper. Okay? So, it's like we talked about anything after of is jar. So, anything after the word, if you put if the word after the of is proper, the word before is proper. So, if I say, I went to the house of Abdullah. I went to the house of Abdullah. So, after the of, what is the word? Abdullah. And Abdullah is proper? Yes, it is proper. So the word before the of the house is also automatically proper because this is the house of Abdullah. This is a specific house. So you can remember like that way. But we're going to talk about this more inshallah ta'ala in future classes. When you talk either mudaf ilayhi, we'll talk about this inshallah ta'ala. So these are the things, and then this is a summary of this one. And this is a chart for those non-flexible words that we did. Give me 1 second, I have the other slide for the exercise, and inshallah ta'ala we will finish with the exercise. Okay, so we'll do some exercise for the type first, like what is a common, what is a proper, because we did it last week, and then we'll have some more exercise with the other one. So if you have a piece of paper, brothers who have the books, you can just write down the answer like P for proper, C for common, and then we can match the answer. It's very, very quick and very sweet. You should be fine, inshallah. So these are the, just tell me what they are proper or not, or they are common. Like as-salati, al-usta, ajaban, an-nasa, haza. And don't worry about the gray part, just the bold part, like rabbukum, your master, your, his. So just write down your piece of paper, is one proper or common? Is one proper or common? Proper. Why proper? The al is there, okay. The number 2, al-usta, is it proper or common? Brother Shabir? The second word, al-usta, is it proper or common?
It's proper.
Proper, why?
Because it starts with al.
It starts with al, excellent, good. Ajaban, strange. The same word we use in Bangla also, ajab.
It's not proper.
It's not proper. Because there is no sign of proper. We say there are 7 things that can make things proper. None of them is there. And also it's finishing with a tanween, and we say it's a handy tip. If something finished with a tanween and un or in, most of the time it is common. So strange is common. An-nasa, the pupil, obviously is proper because it starts with al. Although we don't spell the word al because it's like a moon letter, an-nasa, so the pupil. Haza, this is proper because it's a pointer. Okay? Whom, yo, or your is also proper because we said all pronouns are proper. He is also, iznihi, like be iznihi, what you say in Ayatul Kursi, iznihi means with his permission, his is also proper. And next word, sharabun, meaning drink. Is it proper or common? Common, because there's no sign of proper, and also it's finishing with a tanween. Huwa is his, that is, it's a common, it's a pronoun. The one who allazi, obviously is proper, this is a mausul. Okay, then we have al-ayati, the miraculous sign. Obviously there's al, so it's a proper again. Li qawmin, for a nation. Proper or common? Common, yes, because we don't know which nation you're talking about, right? Zakaria, obviously proper, because it's a name, okay? Rabbu, master. Proper, yes, because we have ya Rabbu, basically, okay? Also, Hazal Quran, this Quran, obviously proper, okay? So that's beautiful. So these are the answer here. So I think you already done good, so don't need to do this one. Now we're going to do a few exercises, and then inshallah we'll finish. This exercise we want to tell you what is a dafa, nasab, or jar, all the 4 status of a word. Like the omen, an-nisa'u, the omen. For the English word we can see, this is what type of word? Is it a rafa, nasab, or jar? It's a rafa. Why is it rafa? Because it's finished with u. Is it heavy or light? Neither, because it is al, very good. And also, is it masculine or feminine? Obviously feminine. Is it plural or singular?
This is plural.
Sure? In Arabic?
No, it's feminine, so it's singular.
It is actually, it can have 2 answers. Because it's a human plural, so human feminine plural, okay? And it could be human plural. The orphans, al-yatama, is it rafa, nasab, or jar? No, actually this is a special word, al-yatama. Look at the word finishing with what? With alif maksura. So this is a non-flexible word, like Musa, yatama. So yatama is could be rafa, it could be nasab, it could be jar. Depends on which sentence you put it, okay? So it's rafa, nasab. And the orphans also is a human broken plural. It's a human broken plural. We can treat them as she, or we can treat them as they. So it could have 2 answers, okay? Jahannam, the hellfire. Is it rafa, jahannamu? Is it rafa, nasab, or jar? It is rafa because it's jahannamu, okay? Jahannamu. And also jahannam is it feminine or masculine? Feminine. Why?
Arab said so.
Because the Arab says so. Because it's in the story, right? Because the Arab says so, okay? And also, for the type here, it is also common here because Jahannam could be any Jahannam, it's not the Jahannam. And also, we have the number is hellfire is singular. It is singular here, okay? There's no sign of plural here, okay? They are not like in the hellfires, okay? Qulubi, hearts. Qulubi, hearts. It is Rafa Nasab or Jar?
Nasab or jar?
No, why Nasab or Jar? It's only jar.
Ja.
Okay, it's not una, ina. It's not, so it's only jar. Okay, and it's hard, so it's not non-human thing. It's a non-human thing. So non-human broken plural, and non-human broken plural is treated as them she feminine. She feminine. Okay. Shuhada, witnesses. Again, it is nasab because it's finishing with a, meaning the distance, and also it is a human broken plural. Okay. The wind, arih. What is masculine or feminine? Wind.
Masculine.
No, it's feminine. It's in the story. Okay, so the Arab said so. This is one of the words in the story, feminine. So you can see the answer here. So this is jar, feminine, singular. It could be two answers of this. It could be nasab in both cases. It could be male or female because it's human broken plural. Human broken plural could be she or could be they. That's why they put two answers here. Okay, and arwi is rafa, obviously who. And you know it is feminine word because the Arab says so and it's singular. Okay, one means singular here. The last, I think for these 2 days, Rajulaini. What is Rajulaini means? Not the Arab sheikhs, they all know this one. So. Rajulaini. Rajul. What does Rajul means? Meaning man. Rajulaini means two men. Okay. So we already said this one, and then al-jannataini also dual, so that's why we put D in the number, okay? And then Iblisa, Iblis is Iblis, right? So Iblisa could be nasab and jar because this is a non-Arab name, like Ibrahim. Iblis is a non-Arab name, so it could be nasab or jar, okay, with the sa, okay? If it Iblisu, it could be rafa, okay? And then it is singular, obviously. And it is considered as male because there's no sign of feminine, okay? And the type is proper because it's a name, okay? And then al-ardi is one of the words from that story. So again, it's a feminine word. Although ard means the land, but it's a feminine word. The Arab considers it feminine. And the type is proper because of al, and it is jar because of the kasra at the end, and it is singular. And you know, mahjubuna is a una, like muslimuna, okay? It's common, and it is rafa with a una. It is a plural number, and it is considered as masculine. So inshallah exam tomorrow. Best of luck. Okay.